Daily English Podcast. Improve your English with stories.
Hi friends, it's Emily. Welcome back to another episode of my daily life in English. Today, I'm taking you with me to the supermarket. I need to buy some food for dinner, a few fresh vegetables, and believe it or not, I end up finding something I didn't expect. So stay with me from beginning to end, and let's learn some useful English along the way. This morning started like any other. I had breakfast, then went to check my fridge. And guess what? Almost empty. No eggs, no tomatoes. That's when I knew it was time to go shopping. I took a quick shower, brushed my hair, and wore something casual. Just a comfortable t-shirt and jeans. I didn't need anything fancy for a quick trip. I grabbed my shopping bag and wallet, and I made a short shopping list on my phone. Let me read it to you. Eggs, carrots, tomatoes, onions, garlic, chicken, rice, and maybe some fruit. The supermarket isn't too far from my apartment, so I decided to walk. It was a beautiful day. The sky was blue, the sun was shining, and there was a cool breeze. I passed by a little flower shop on the way. It smelled wonderful, like roses and fresh herbs. As I walked, I thought about dinner. What should I cook tonight? Chicken curry came to mind. Warm, spicy, and perfect with rice. Yes, that would be great. I even smiled just thinking about it. When I got to the supermarket, the automatic doors opened with a soft whoosh, and I stepped inside. The first thing I saw was a display of fresh apples, bananas, and oranges. So colorful and fresh. And I picked up a few oranges. They looked juicy and sweet. Next, I walked to the vegetable section. I picked up some bright orange carrots, juicy tomatoes, and fresh onions. I reached for a garlic bulb, and an older woman nearby smiled at me and said, "Fresh garlic makes everything taste better." We both laughed. She was right, of course. I also grabbed a small piece of ginger. It adds a lovely flavor to curry. Then I made my way to the meat section. I needed chicken, so I found some fresh chicken breast, checked the expiry date, and put it in my basket. I also noticed some nice fish and beef, but I stuck to my plan. Too many options can make shopping harder, don't you think? And just when I thought I was done, something unexpected caught my eye. I passed by a small clothing section near the checkout area, and there it was, a beautiful summer dress hanging on a display, light blue with tiny white flowers. Simple, but so pretty. I hadn't planned to buy clothes, but something about that dress caught my attention. I walked over and held it up in front of a mirror. It looked like it would fit me perfectly. I checked the price. It was on sale. Well, I thought, why not treat myself today? I added it to my basket with a little smile. At the checkout, the cashier greeted me with a friendly, "Hi, how are you today?" I smiled and said, "Doing well, thanks. I found everything I needed, and a little more than I expected." She laughed and started scanning my items. Beep, beep, beep. Each item passed over the scanner and into my bag. I paid with my card, grabbed my things, and thanked her. The bags were a little heavy, but manageable. On the way home, I stopped and sat on a bench under a tree. It was peaceful. I opened my shopping bag and looked at the dress again. Still beautiful. I was so glad I bought it. Back home, I unpacked everything and put the groceries into the fridge. Then I hung the dress on the door of my closet. It was the perfect end to a simple shopping trip. So that was my day, just an ordinary trip to the supermarket. But even the most ordinary days can bring a small surprise and a little joy. Before we finish, let's go over some new or difficult vocabulary from today's story. Supermarket. A large store where you buy food and household items. Example, I went to the supermarket to buy groceries. Shopping list. A list of things you plan to buy. Example, I wrote a shopping list so I wouldn't forget anything. Garlic, ginger, onion, carrot, tomato. Common vegetables and ingredients used in cooking. Example, ginger and garlic give curry a strong flavor. Expiry date. The last date something is safe to eat or use. Example, Lennon. Always check the expiry date on milk. Basket. The container you carry around the store to hold items. Example, I carried a basket full of vegetables and fruit. Checkout. The place where you pay for your items. Example, I stood in line at the checkout. Thank you so much for listening to my story today. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and share it with someone learning English too. Take care and see you next time. Bye!